Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Noah Brink with another episode of Best Perspective. And this time we have an electric guest, Manuela Cardenas. Excited to have her in. As usual, we're going to have a little chat at the front end, this time about London Invite upcoming. At the tail end of the show, we will break down Windmill entirely and talk about that wonderful experience. As well, we'll have some patron-only content with some of the other tournaments, Swiss Nationals, French Nationals, UKU coming up, National Championship there. But let's get straight into this. Noah, how are you?
I'm doing great, Steph. Had a great time at Windmill. It was as wild and awesome and great frisbeeing as always. Let's get straight into London Invite, though. More about Windmill at the back end of the show. London Invite,
Sure.
this
Talk about that women's division.
We've got 8 teams in the women's division. We've got Gravity, Bristol, Sick, LMU, Yaka, Iceni, Smog, and Spice. I think that Yaka are going to be the favourites there. They're the highest ranked team. Got to the final of Elite Invite, and the UK women's teams have been a little bit of a step behind. Iceni not having the best Elite Invite, and they have probably had the best, would probably be the highest ranked women's team in the UK. So Yaka the favourites. What other teams could you see, coming alongside them here in the final, Steph?
Well, you mentioned Iceni and LMU. I think I'm with you on that. I think I would favor Iceni just a bit. You talked a little bit before we got onto the recording here about a lot of these teams having 1 or 2 players that they will be missing because of the GB mixed team. GB women won't be playing here, so they won't be affected by that. But talk quickly about some of the players that won't be available to their club teams because of the GB mixed in the mixed division here at London Invite for the first time.
Presuming, unlike a certain Lev Kowalczak, no one plays a bit of double duty. Bristol are going to be missing Carla Link, and Iceni are going to be missing Fee Kwon and Ellie Taylor. Smog going to be missing Helen Thompson. So a few of the top teams, top stars. So I think that a sleeper pick might be LMU in this tournament because they're all going to be together. It's local, and I think if there's going to be a tournament where LMU is going to really come out and show the kind of form we saw when they won the national title a couple of years ago, it's going to be now. It's going to be this tournament. And hey, they're in the top 16 of the EUCS rankings right now. They're not a bad team. On paper, they're the third best UK women's team at the moment. So I think they've really got a great chance to make the final against Yaka here. Let's move on to that.
Third best behind who quickly? It's Iceni and Bristol?
Bristol, I think.
Yeah,
I think Bristol.
Bristol is we haven't really chatted too much about them, but I'll put them in my dark horse category to at least make the final, who I think Yaka will win. But okay, women's division touched upon. Shall we move to mixed?
Let's move to mixed. We've got a 4-team division here. We've got GB mixed, we've got Aussie mixed, the Barramundis, we've got Reading Ultimate, and we have Deep Space. How do you see this one playing out, Steph?
Yeah, great field between Deep Space and Reading Ultimate, 2 teams that are in the top 5, I would imagine, or very near the top 5 of European Ultimate right now, have been champions over the last few years. Deep Space defending champs, RU 2 years ago. Barramundis coming off a very disappointing Windmill performance there. Really need this tournament to steady the ship, to go back home after a prep tour and feeling the desired benefits of a prep tour, going across the world to perform, to get the team bonding, to get that morale and everything. Well, you need a bit of performance to go with that. So they're really going to be looking to perform here. GB, I think, had a little bit of a better go at Windmill. They still didn't make the semis. They got knocked out by Super Team. That team was awesome. And I favor them to win this division, but it could go anyway. I really do believe that Deep Space or Reading could find themselves into the final. If we found both of them in the final, I would be super shocked. But I could see one of them having a good semi and knocking out one of these national sides.
Yeah, these mixed club teams also going to be affected by GB mix, so there's going to be some Reading players like Andy Lewis and Becky Thompson gone for Reading, Nikita Koshov for Deep Space. but not like massive hits like it is when GGB Women and Deep Space play at the same time, like they did at Windmill. That really destroyed Deep Space's hopes at Windmill last week. I think they're going to be stronger this weekend at here at London Invite, but I do think that the top two teams will be those national teams, and the Moondies really need it. They need a big result here to prove that as they head home, they've got a serious chance of medaling at Wacken mixed here. So yeah, they've got to pull one out of the bag here, Steph. But let's move on to the Open division, an 8-team division here. We've got Chevron, GB Open, France Open, Barbarians, Canada Open, Smog, Belgium, and Canada Masters. Who are you interested to see here, Steph?
So interested to see the Barbarians. That is the big question mark. And when you initially look at these, you're like, okay, Smog's a little bit out. Canadian Masters might not have the pace to keep up. And who are these Barbarians? But insider information right here on Best Perspective, they're going to be pretty good. It is like Clapham that is not on GB. So sure, say the bottom end of Clapham. It is Ranelagh's top end. You talk Rory Keogh's, Dean McCreary's, you talk Sam Murphy's, you talk Ferdy Rogers. Add them to that Clapham side, and they look pretty strong. Imagine Tygbogan and Carey's not on the GB team, so that's you get this core. Then they get a big Latvian. I think Arvid Karklint's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure they got one of the best Frenchmen, Gaël Onslin. They got his running mate, Sasha Płot-Sokolski. This is going to be a team that could roll with the best in this tournament. So they're the big wild card in this tournament. Top end for me, rematch of EUC, GB and Belgian mixed. I think Belgian mixed a bit better than Moon. I think GB is a bit better than Clapham. Belgian Open a bit better than Moon, and GB Open a bit better than Clapham. Canada Open, I think after last week, I can't put them in the finals conversation unless they pull a rabbit out of the hat here. What are your thoughts for the division after that?
Usually, I'd be totally with you that we're going to have this EUC final, but I'm a little bit worried about Belgium missing Toby de Craan. He's already gone back to Montreal. And we've got Aaron van der Vega, looking like he's pulled his ACL, which would be a massive hit for the Belgium Open squad. So I think it begins to put GB, especially after Clapham's positive windmill performance, as a favourite, and then maybe Canada and Belgium on a tier below, and then we're looking at France, looking at Barbarians to maybe be some dark horses, some semi-finals contention. But I'm going to say final's going to be GB versus Belgium, and I'm predicting a GB win.
I don't think I'm going to go against you there. I think I like your prediction. I could throw a spanner in the works, but I think it would make me look bad in the end. I'll take GB over Belgium too. France, big question mark. Didn't underperformed as well at Windmill. They've got a better roster than their results showed. I don't know. I haven't been following them to see if they're still running this ridiculous 3-line system where there's no O and no D. Just, hey, we are very hegemony. We all play the same. No, you don't. Pick your best players to do the roles that they do the best at. Anyways, let's find out what happens while watching London Invite. And welcome. I am now here with Manuela Cardenas, my guest this week. Manuela, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm excited to talk. I love to talk about Frisbee, to remember them. So really happy with the invitation.
Nice. I'm happy to have invited you. Of course, Manuela Cardenas, I'm going to talk about your credentials first. You are a world champion in Club Ultimate. You're a USA champion with Club Team Molly Brown. You're a World Games player 3 times over. One of the only teams that have beat the US, I think, back in 2017 World Games. You now are on Makana. You've got your own new team. I don't know how many Colombian ultimate championships you've won, but I imagine many. Tell me, is there anything I'm missing here that you have won that I haven't mentioned? Did you get an
Then,
under 24 medal?
like, did you mention under 20? Under
No.
20s?
Under
Yeah,
20s, what did you get there?
that was our first junior wars in 2012. We were like
Uh,
13. Uh,
Okay, yeah, okay, this is what I'm going to be talking about soon, and I'll be talking about it right away. So you started playing at 9 years old,
yeah.
and 4 years later, you were playing at a world championship. So let's just go straight to the beginning, and then we'll talk about that world championship. But okay, as a 9-year-old girl, you and your sister, you both started playing together, of course. Twins. Who's older, you or Valeria?
She sold her for 3 minutes, but it
Okay,
was, how do you say, cesaria? Like,
Cesarean, yes.
yeah. So that was the thing. So my mom said I'm the older one, but she got out
Okay,
first.
so it depends how you look at it. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're from now a few bits of information. You're from Itagüí, and you live in Medellin. Is
yeah,
that how I say it?
yeah. I mean, Itagüí is like from where I born, but Itagüí is like 10 minutes. I don't know from where my house in Medellin is. So like the clinic was there, but we have lived in Medellin our whole life. So just
Okay,
like the
so just
place.
a suburb outside of Medellin. And
Yeah.
okay, so as a 9-year-old, how the hell did you find Frisbee in Medellin? How did that happen?
Okay, that was a really good program that the government was doing during that time. It was like a INDER, which is like Escuelas Populares. I don't know what would be like the exact translation, but what they do and still, yeah, what they did and they still does in not in the same way is like bringing sport to children in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And so yeah, so I remember like by that time it was like really like dangerous the city. So like the sport that you could find free and public in the neighborhoods was bigger. So I remember us, Vale and I, even our okay, we have two big brothers, and one half sister, and like the second brother, like the younger of the old brothers, he also like started playing with us. So
Okay.
we went like going to every sport that in there has in our neighborhood. We try chess, we try basketball, we try soccer. I really like soccer. I'm still like a big fan of soccer. I watch a lot of soccer, and I wanted to keep playing soccer, but we found frisbee, and my mom and my dad, I mean, we all love frisbee. But my mom and my dad were more into frisbee, so we just got into that, like with the public program, start playing, and our coach gave us like a frisbee. We didn't even start like didn't even learn it like to play frisbee with a disc craft. It was like a lighter frisbee. Yeah, I'm 100% sure that it doesn't have like the same grams. But we started playing with that. He gave it to us, and we just brought it back like to our family, yeah, and our cousins, and we were all like throwing and playing all day. And so Gabriel was our coach at that time, and he just like get like saw us like a lot of enthusiasm, and I was like about the sport, and he just like keep like giving us the idea like about keep playing, and then we met. And okay, so I'm gonna try to say this really fast. In there they have like also like a big program, like a bigger program, that's like a club team, and they do like tryouts in all of those like neighborhoods stuff, and they have that as desarrollo deportivo. And so Gabriel, we were super young, and Gabriel, he was always like, "Yeah, let's bring it out like to every like competitive opportunity that he had." And I remember what was the tryouts for Desarrollo Deportivo, and we were for sure like the youngest, and he was like, probably you're not gonna make the team, but you're still gonna have to
Learn and
have this
get better.
experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
And
did the
did you make the
tryouts.
team?
We didn't make the ticket,
Okay.
the team at once, because they say we were too young. But then two of the players, one of them like had like to leave, and the other one like I don't know, got pregnant or something. So
Okay.
the coach was like, I'm gonna take the little ones. And that was Carolina Colorado, and she was playing
That was the
in
coach, was
that time.
Carolina, Colorado. Okay.
Yeah, in desarrollo, and she was, and by that time she used to play, she was playing with Revo, uh, and then she brought us Revo, and when she brought us Revo with me, Mauricio, and he was like, I'm gonna bring you to every tournament that I call. And so I think that's how we got like to junior awards, because Mauricio was the coach. So like he was like, you gotta do tryouts, you gotta go to nationals. She was like putting us to play with the oldest people, because he said that as much as tournaments and experience that we have playing frisbee, we will like get better. And yeah, I mean, we just got super into frisbee, and we were just like
So,
playing, practicing. Yeah.
so by age 13, 12, by the time you're trying out for this, how often were you playing? Like twice a week? Were you guys going crazy? Were you 5 days a
Yeah.
week? Like,
I mean, we have, okay, so we were playing with Desarrollo Deportivo, Revolution, and Inder, which is like the neighborhood. So we were like playing frisbee almost every day of our life. And for Revolution, I remember those like times, because it was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday night. So we get out of school and we go with our mom, bring us to practice. We walk to practice and are playing. And then the next day we have practice in the morning too. Yeah, we were playing a lot of frisbee by that time. So we're just
wow.
like,
Now, a few quick follow-up questions. Does your
Okay.
brother still play?
No, he left because of soccer. He left
Okay.
to play soccer. Yeah.
And then, and what about your family support from your parents still? Do they come to watch you
They
sometimes?
they they love. I'm gonna attach you later today, like the final part of the game against USA this past weekend at
Yes.
TEP.
What game?
He,
No, I know what game you're talking about.
they did an interview to him. My dad. I mean, my family always like come to watch us, but my dad also like get super emotional about the games. So yeah, he has always our jerseys like supporting us. Yeah, they all love
They're super
to
fans.
watch. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Amazing. Okay, yeah, and I do want you to send me that. I'd love to see that interview. That I didn't see. The game I saw about, and we will discuss that game. Wait, so you mentioned a few names. You said Carolina Colorado. You talked about Maurizio Moore. You talked about your first coach. But what about players wise? When you first started and you were a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, were there players that you watched that were like, "Whoa, that's the best one out here," or did you recognize like who the best ones were when you were just a kid?
Yeah, I think we were really like crazy. When I say we, I say Val and I, and like about watching highlights. We love to just sit in a. Okay, over here, we used to have like the thing that you pay for internet. So you pay like I don't know, like 50 cents, and you have like 30 minutes of internet. That time we had that, and we just go over there and put like ULTI Village and start like watching highlights on YouTube or somewhere. And we were huge fan of Fury. We were always like watching. I was always watching videos of OP. But I was a huge fan of Alex Snyder.
Okay.
I remember also like watching videos of Kayla Hilton. I remember one Fury player and one Riot player that I was also like really fan of them. And the Fury one was Nikki Bloom, I think is her name. She has an amazing pulse. I remember that. And the other one was in Riot that I think their name is O'Connor. I still follow them. I still follow them. But I remember like watching like a lot of videos and get
Amazing.
like yeah, getting
Every
crazy
bit of
about
money you
that.
have, just buy internet by the hour and
Yeah.
watch highlights. So
Even our first coach, he was pretty good with that, like with the interaction. So so we play. He makes teams, and he like the prize, yeah, like the regalo of like the team who wins would be like 30 minutes of like PlayStation, internet, and like drinks. So I remember that we got crazy like about like those games and just go really hard to win that. It's pretty nice.
love it. So what age were you by the time you okay, so you went to Worlds as a 13-year-old. Did you know, I mean, you had two of you to talk to each other and kind of think, but at what age did you guys realize like, hey, we're pretty good at this sport. We're not just a couple of kids, like we're getting early selection. When did you kind of realize like, yeah, we're good at this. We're gonna, we're better than a lot of the people around us.
Mm. I think I personally like realized that in around like 2016 when we went to wars.
London?
Yeah, it was in London, but we have junior wars like that same summer.
Ah, right, in
Mm,
Heidelberg.
yeah, and
Okay.
no, that was in Poland.
Ah, yeah, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, so
And that's when you started realizing, like, okay, I'm gonna be one of the best ones here at June at Worlds. I'm
yeah, I was like,
these kind of
okay,
thoughts start getting in your head.
yeah, it was. I mean, the concept was like, okay, I'm good, but I'm really young and I'm gonna be really good. And as much I touch the frisbee, as much I play, I keep playing, I'm just gonna be so good. And I remember like also like people saying us, when you are older, you're gonna be the best. You are gonna be really good. So I didn't just I just got into that tag. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be really good. And yeah, so I think that was when I
Okay.
kind of relaxed.
And do you think the way you trained changed before and after that? Did that give you motivation? Did you train any more, or was it kind of consistent from when you were young till now? Have you always put similar amount of hours and energy and
I think by that time I was like training more frisbee, like playing more frisbee, but definitely like not working out. I
when
was
did you
like
start working
just
out then?
mm, after the pandemic.
Okay, so last 3 years,
Yeah,
last 4 years.
yeah, yeah. I think it was
Okay,
like
and
really energy, and I could spend hours playing frisbee, like just play
mhm.
mini, throwing a frisbee. I just don't like to work out, but like after the pandemic, like that was a huge stop. Then like to come back, I was like not feeling like as fast as I used to be. So like okay, I guess I gotta work out now. Um,
Don't even tell me you're
yes.
getting older, right? I don't want to hear that. What, you're
No, 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 I'm not gonna say that.
25 now? 25?
I'm gonna be 25 this summer.
Okay, so you're still 24.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Crazy. And so what is your gym life like now? Where you go to the gym a couple times a week? Do you lift weights, or do you do like
No, no,
plyometric
no,
stuff? What do you do?
no, not really. I'm now following like the scheduled thing of the Team Colombia, and I'm doing like the workout of Don Athlete, which is Christian Chavarro, like a coach over here, and I am really like picky in terms of like the workout because I don't like to go and leave. I really want like to do like exercise and that I feel that I'm doing that are gonna work. And the exercise and the work that I do with Chavarro is like pretty much like that. So like before TEP, before tape and before like this new job. I was like working out like 3-4 times a week, the gym, and then like doing Wednesday, Friday, and night frisbee practice. But after tape, so I've been like a lot of tournament. And before tape, it was like interligas that we have tape. Then we went to New York last week. So I hope to
Right.
keep doing that as long as I am like work out like 2-3 times and run the rest of the days. Then I'm gonna be good.
Okay, and that's what I want to talk about next. What's happening this season? Tell me about your club teams. You just said New York. I know that's part of the PUL. You're with Gridlock. I imagine you're going to be playing the U.S. club season, but I want you to tell me that, and then I want to know about your Colombian club season as well. But yeah, tell me, yeah, if you could tell us about what to expect watching Manuela for the club season this year. Where are you going to
Okay.
be? What jerseys will you wear?
I'm gonna be okay. I'm playing the new like the PL season with New York. That's gonna be over the 22nd of June. It's a
Okay.
championship weekend. Then I'm gonna be playing the season with Molly. The season this year is gonna look a little bit different in terms of I'm not gonna be able to live over there like last summers. I went over there and spent 2-3 months and living over there. Now with the new job, I think I'm gonna be like more hybrid in the job, so I'm gonna be able like to go for some weekends for practice and then for the tournaments. This year I think I'm gonna be like really focused with Macana because I'm gonna be here in Medellin, and I'm gonna be in Australia with Team Colombia, por supuesto.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty much the season. But I mean, it's
Okay,
a
but
lot. It's gonna be
that's a whole lot. So
that's a lot.
Gridlock right now. When you go for like how long at a time? You go for one like because what you play 1 or 2 games on a weekend?
Yeah, I mean they're playing 1 game every weekend. But I have just gone for 2 games.
Okay, so you
Mm,
fly for 2 weeks and then you come home for 2 weeks or for less?
no, I have just gone to 2 games, and the first one was like 3 weeks ago, and the other one was like last week. And
Okay.
because the new job, I went like Thursday night and then come back and Sunday morning. So yeah, been like really tired. Good thing like New York has a direct flight, so it's not that bad. It's like 4 or 5 hours of flight. It's like okay, not bad.
Like,
It's pretty fun, you know.
and so you're
I
getting
like to
used to
play
all the
one game.
traveling.
I think I'm kind of used to like that, like really tired and sleeping in the airplane. But yeah,
Yeah, right.
it's fun. It's
And what
fun. I like
about
it.
training and gym life? You got a pretty good routine to do when you're on the road. It's you can you don't feel like you're out of your routine when you're in New York.
Yeah, I mean, with the game, I think I like kind of set it up. I tried like to relax the muscles like in the airport and all of that, but still like got really really tight. The cramps are around when it's like that short amount of time, like that much traveling and not
Mm.
being able like to sleep pretty well. But yeah, I think we are still lucky that we are young, so we
Mm.
can keep like doing that for some seasons more, and then I guess we will need to take care of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, travel may catch up, but I think you're. It's most people do love the travel if they can work it into their schedule and they're not too stressed on either side. What about so Molly? You're going to be a bit more part time instead of full time now. Makana, this is your second full season with them. Tell us about why Makana happened and why you left Revo to make Macana.
Okay, first, I don't leave. I don't leave Revo like to make Macana. I just left Revo. I think it was like a decision that I was thinking a couple years ago. Mm, I feel that Revo is like that girlfriend of like the first love that you have. But then when you just grow up, it just doesn't fit, and it doesn't go as well. And so, and I was like kind of having like hard time after like the 2019 season. So like, okay, I don't need like to stress that much. I decided to get out, and the pandemic came. Uh, yeah, the pandemic came. Then I was going to play the Wars with Molly Brown, but then Molly doesn't like decide not to go. No, not to go. So like, okay, Revo is there. Mauricio basically created Revo to win a world championship. So like everything set up like for me to play and to have like a cute goodbye with the team. Like I thought that was like pretty nice. It's nice years and beautiful years that I learned a lot and I love the team a lot. And I was like, okay, it will be really nice soon. Say goodbye in a nice way. And it ended up being like I think the nicest way. And like winning the championship, like yeah. So it was like a good
And so
closing.
you kind of knew immediately after or even before that would be your last season in your head. You knew that
Yeah,
this is going to
yeah. I
be
mean,
it.
yeah, before wars, I already have left Revo. Even not nationals of 2021, I played with another team, La Septima Nationals. Just for that, I wasn't playing
Mhm.
in a team in Colombia uh, after I left Revo. And then I played Wars, say goodbye, won Wars. It was really nice. Mm, and then after that, I was like in my head all the time, like it doesn't make sense for me not to play a team in Colombia and just play outside of Colombia. And so like okay, there is three options. I could come back to Rebel, mm, go to a team like go to another team over here in
Septima
Colombia.
or okay, right.
Yeah, but for example, like Septima will have been hard. I think I will have been that, but they are in another city, and I love Medellin. I'm not gonna move out of Medellin. And the other option is to create a team. And I knew that was a huge responsibility. I was like, at the beginning, I'm like, I'm not sure if I am ready to 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 do all of this because it's not like I don't want to practice. I'm not gonna go. It's like it has to happen, and I will have to make it happen. So it was a lot of thinking, but I mean, I just went like to the conclusion. It was like it will be like a really nice way to give back to the community, like to create like a new team over here in Medellin, a competitive team because that was also in my head. It has to be a competitive team. No, I mean, it would be nice in the future, like to open, I don't know, clubs to teach frisbee, but like, I want to train a team, but to win and to have fun. Like people can come over here, play competitive, and
You got
then
to have
just
fun if you're going to
have
win.
fun.
You can't be
Yeah,
angry and win.
and
It
that
just
was the
doesn't
fun.
happen.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
how many? So you started the club. You did. Is it you and Vale started it, or
Yeah, so I
Manu
was like,
started it?
I need to combine Valera because I'm not gonna do this a lot. That was always my thinking. I was like, I'm not gonna start doing this a lot. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, Vale, let's do this.
Was it difficult to
She was
convince
like,
Vale?
it was, I mean, a little bit. She was just like, I will do it. I just doesn't trust if you're gonna be commitment enough. Um, so I made her a promise. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna leave Rebel because at that time she was still in Rebel. But she left Rebel
And
to
then,
to create Makana.
so you guys finally agree, okay, I want to do this. Vale, I'm in with you. Then, did any other Revo players join you guys?
Not from the big one. I mean, we didn't try to talk to them. I think that was like
You didn't actively recruit other Revo players.
no. I mean, because it wasn't. We don't want like to disarm Rebel. We don't want like to say people like players from them. We just want to take the good players that are around here that are really good, but they doesn't have a good team like to compete. So we did. I mean, we talked to them, but to tell them like, hey, we're creating like a new team, and we want this to be competitive. This like we're not like doing because like I don't know because we hate you or anything. We just like want to create this team, and we want you to know. But there is like some young player from Rebel that they left to play Makana.
Okay, but none of the established veterans of Revo. They all stayed with Revo. And now you guys have played a couple times. Makana has won the first national championship. How is the relationship? Is there bad blood or is it healthy competitive situation?
Yeah, that is really healthy. I think like that everyone or like the top players of each team like really like love the other ones and respect the other ones a lot. So we played last year. We played finals of regionals and semifinals and nationals, and it was really nice. It was really nice. Like the spirit was really good. The games were also like really good and competitive. I think the only game that we have like kind of like it wasn't really good. It was like we have like a tournament preparation this year, Colombia Open, and yeah, that game wasn't that nice. It was like some calls, but then after the game we talk, and it seems like to be fine. And I think like from both sides we have like interest. Like I mean, we want like to keep that being like the relationship. We want like to have a nice relationship and compete at the best level of frisbee.
Well, I hope it works. It sounds like there's just more women in Medellin will have a chance to play at a higher level. I think sometimes we say iron sharpens iron. The more you get to fight, the stronger both teams can be. So I hope that's a good thing for Medellin. Let's talk about the national scene now, and we can jump straight in. Now you can tell me about TEP, because you guys, Colombian women were playing at TEP, and there was some top level there. Canada women, USA women. Were there any other national teams? 3 national teams.
It was 3 national teams in women division.
And then a lot of club teams. So
yeah,
how was the tournament?
It was really nice. I really love to play that tournament because I feel it's like no, I don't feel that. It is the only like high level tournament that we have in Medellin. Because like nationals are not even here. Nationals are always in Bogota. So I feel that Medellin is really beautiful city, really beautiful weather, and it's really perfect to play frisbee. Like nice, So it's really nice to have that tournament, and I love to play in that tournament. I love to be around that tournament.
You play it every year?
It's really nice. Every year, yeah. I think there haven't been a year that I haven't played.
Right.
So it's really nice.
From when you were 9 years old, even?
I think the first step was at 2011.
Okay, so
and from that,
but you were there.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did
Mm,
Colombia do this year? Colombia women. I know
okay,
the answer,
it's
but
real.
tell me about it, please.
It's really nice. I mean, I feel that. I mean, I think that we start earlier have been helping us. Mm, I think, yeah, our trials were in September, and around like October, November, we already have like the roster structure. We have been playing with each other a couple times, um, trying to create a chemistry, and trying, yeah, because I feel that the chemistry that we have been building in the Colombian women's team, but like around the years, and yeah, around the years, uh, it is the thing that have been making us uh, good and strong. Mm, so we saw that a tab, which was pretty good. We didn't see it. We didn't saw that. We didn't see that the first half against USA. Eh, but I think that is also part of the work and the journey, like finding that chemistry in every game. Uh, so it was pretty good. We are still working in a lot of them. We still have a lot of things to work, but I think it's a very good. I don't know how to call that, but it's. I mean, I think for mental stuff, like history stuff, and winning against the
Mental
US.
training,
Uh,
mental preparation. It's
yeah,
to put you in a great situation to test yourself.
yeah, and I think was like a huge change. For example, in my mindset when I was like able to realize, okay, I can get open in anyone. I can get open in whatever matchup I have, and I think that have gave me like a huge confidence to get into the field, to try new stuff, to play. And I see that as the same way. It's really like nice when you beat a team as the US, because I think in this story we have never been the women's US team even in a preparation tournament. I don't think we have, yeah, have the chance like to play that many games. But
They don't lose very
I,
often. That's true. USA doesn't
yeah,
lose often, no matter
yeah,
what. Okay, so
yeah.
yeah, continue.
Yeah, so how I see it is like have like those two phases. It's like pretty good in that part in terms like, okay, we know that now that we can beat them, that they are beatable. I think it's really important with a team as a program as USA that to know and realize that they are beatable somehow. People can have like different I don't know excuse, whatever, but I think that's really important for the other teams. I think even like it's not. I don't think that that's even huge just for us. I think it's huge for like for the women's division teams, like to know that USA is beatable. But I also like gave us like the other phase is like they're hungry and they're mad.
Yeah,
It's like when you have like they're
yeah.
mad and
Maybe we
they're
pissed them off by doing this,
yes,
but
it's
good
like
for
when
you.
yeah, it's when they lost against us in 2017, and same in war games when they lost against Germany. I feel like USA was a different team before that game and after that game,
Yeah, right.
and those are like that's a big like mentality teams change, and I think this is that's how I see it. It's like holy fuck, like they are hungry. So that put us and the other teams in a position is like I mean we have been working hard and we have to work harder and we have to be like even more like have like different like options and different like ways to success during the game when we have to play against them. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that, and I think it was really nice, and I'm happy. Doesn't matter the way that the game was. It was mostly like I see it more like that side. Okay, they're beatable. We have to work very fucking harder than now. But it is nice to have like that sensation to everyone. Like, okay, I can't get up on them. I can't get up on them. We can fight against them side to side. They're not like like unbeatable or superheroes that
Mm.
as we used to see them.
Yeah, nice. You've given yourself some hope. You might have given a couple other countries around the world some hope, like you said, that they're beatable. Now, go and watch this game. Go check out on Desde de Lenia and or it's on the Revolution YouTube channel, I think. Go check out this game. It was 12-9 in a game to 13, I believe, or 11-9 in the game to 12. Anyways, you guys were down. Those last 3 points were absolute madness. I mean, especially the last point of the game, universe point. Can you tell us just a little bit about maybe emotional or like some of the things you saw happening or that you really remember? Because that was a very awesome game to watch.
I definitely remember like the crowd. Okay, that's another thing that we definitely had in our side. A depth. It's like so different, so fucking different when you have like 100 of people in the crowd cheering for you. You know, they were they were saying Colombia, Colombia, and all of that. That helps a lot. All right, and I'm a huge fan, and I think that Frisbee also move with energy. And that is like when in those moments some player just fucking line shine is because like kind of that energy, and I feel that having that energy from the crowd was a huge also help for us. Mm, so that's definitely something that I remember. Those last point, it was really loud. You couldn't even hear anything outside. You can just hear the people in every show like, oh, whoa, oh, and that was just like you just were feeling in a movie. It was just like, oh, fuck, this is like how I dreamed to play frisbee when I was little. So I definitely like remember like that setup, and I also like remember like our faces like it's so different when you get into a universe point like, okay, let's do this, and there is another way to like, okay, let's do this. Okay, it's like we're at home, and we were also thinking that we could like do that and not being like really scary because it was, I said, I felt that we all had like a huge respect for them, and they definitely deserve that. But it's also like really nice, like seeing now or mentally that we have built in the past year in those moments. I remember that I was like going to ask for the time, just went to my region, like okay, when like they it was like soft cut or hard cut. I was like okay, if we score this point, if they score this point, it's just one more, and then when we did the 12-10, it was like okay, they do it or it's not, it's not, or we came back, uh, and they were really close like to score the 13. I think it was like, I don't know, I don't remember who threw like the throw to Sarah Mektrop, and she lay out, and the frisbee just went down. It was like fucking crazy. Like, oh my god, Jesus is definitely with us in this one. 'Cause I don't know how like she didn't like grab that one. It wasn't. I mean, she didn't lay out bad. She just lay out as she showed. Like, the frisbee just went down that last
Just dropped.
moment. Yeah, so it was like, oh, it was like this is our moment. And I think it was like that nice combination, that beautiful combination between like hard defense, who were playing so fucking hard. I remember like that universe point was 3 layouts in a row. In a
Yeah.
row.
But you were the first layout. You were very, very close.
Yeah,
Then the
I
second
thought so.
layout was against Claire Chastain.
Manji.
Who was that?
It was Manju.
Manji. What's Manji's whole name?
Maria Angelica Pereira.
Okay, that's grande. And then the third layout was Vale. And that one was in front of Abby Hecko, I think, which was massive as well. So, yeah, like Universe Point was 3 throws by USA and 3 layouts all within a centimeter of the disc. And then Vale got hers. And then you guys still picked up the disc and were totally patient for what, 8 throws almost? Maybe like 8 to 10 throws to go halfway through the field.
Yeah, that's not that we look patient. Because I remember when Ballet had that, like, I was like, holy fuck, I am tired. I was like tired, like trying to fucking run. And Gina has a frisbee in the corner, and I was leaving. I was totally leaving. I was like, somebody's gonna, is gonna help her. It's not gonna be me. And then I saw Gina's faces, and she was like, and I was like, holy fuck. So I give like one step out and try to come in, and Claire Joe was over there, and I don't know who like poached in USA. The Manju was a lot. I was like, and that gave us like okay, that gave us like a little time of to breathe, because I think when we are in front of the frisbee and we have like people coming over, we're really strong. But if we are behind in those light resets, I think that's something that we have to work on. Which it was what happened with Gina in that one. But then after that, we were all like in front of the frisbee. I think that's really good for us to do like the give and go stuff. So yeah, I think it was like the, how do you say, ambiente, like the team were also in the second half were also in our side, like to work with. And in the first half, it was with Team USA. They threw like not really good like hacks, and it works. Like, like people like running in one direction and the frisbee just finding. And the second half, it was like that, but for us,
the luck was going your way. You guys were getting all the good bounces.
Yeah, we
amazing.
got Jesus with us in the second half.
Incredible, love it. Well, yeah, like I said, go watch that game. That was I didn't get to watch it live, but I heard about it pretty quickly, and I went back and watched it as soon as I got home, kind of thing.
I had a hard half. I threw like 5 turnovers in the first half.
Really? Oh wow!
Yeah.
Don't watch the first half. Just watch the second half then.
Go watch it.
No, watch the whole game.
No.
That's amazing. So you guys move on from TEP. What else do you have for preparation for Team Colombia before the big trip to Australia?
We have, I think, 2 or 3 more meeting stuff. We have a tournament the second week of June in Bogota. Then we have like 2 training camps. The one in Medellin and one in Bogota.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fair bit,
Yeah,
but no more tournaments.
The tournament that we have in June.
Okay, sorry.
We practice every weekend in 2 cities, Medellin and Bogota. We have like around 10 in Medellin, and I think like around 6, 7 in Bogota.
And the rest, where would they come from?
There is one in Manizales, that Jessica Grajales. You definitely have to remember her.
Okay.
The tall one, really fast, strong.
Tall one with the she caught like the second last goal, the tying goal. Yeah. Okay. Yes. What's her name one more time?
Stop. Jessica Grajales. I didn't have one like to. So I remember her name. She does CrossFit. She's really strong, and she never gets tired. And she's really good. It's really good to play with her because she's always open. So it's really, really, really easy. And I think she will have a very nice words. And I think it's gonna be her first words. And she's not from neither Medellin or Bogota. She's from Manizales, which is like around 4 hours, 3 hours from Medellin. Okay. And it's so nice to see her like success in the high level, because I think she has been really good in the past years, but she just haven't got like the high level competition. And now that she's playing with Rebel and Team Colombia, she's doing an amazing job.
Amazing. And then Australia, you must be exciting. Is the team doing anything special to prepare for Australia? You guys got sponsors or anything going on to help out? How's that all going for Team Colombia?
Yeah, I mean we're it was like doing stuff like selling raffles, and then we're gonna do an event close to the tournament. It's fucking expensive. Just so crazy. Like some points like at the week or at the month, I just like kind of stop. It's like I cannot fucking believe you are gonna spend $5,000 per person. It's just like we love this so much. It doesn't make sense. So it's so expensive. But I mean, we're still gonna do it. We're gonna love it, and we're gonna
Yeah.
have a great time. But it's just like Jesus, is so much money, so much money, and with the change in Colombia, it's like okay, the minimum wage, the minimum wage in Colombia is 1.3 Colombian pesos,
Okay.
right? 1,300
Colombian pesos.
Colombian
Okay.
pesos,
And what does that equal in USDs?
and equals that would be like $350.
Okay. And we're talking that's like a monthly wage.
Yeah, and
Right.
we're gonna spend 22,000, no, 22. Wow, what will be that now? Probably 22 millones, like 22
Yeah.
millions Colombian pesos in Australia. It's like it's fucking crazy to do like that change.
Yeah. You
Uh,
guys are Colombian millionaires, though. That's the only exciting thing about that.
yeah, we use the millions, the millions and stuff, but it's just crazy. It's just
Is
fucking
there a
crazy.
way that people can still support Team Colombia? Is there like a Kickstarter or a campaign that's available online that people can see online?
No, but I will definitely by the time that this goes out, I'm gonna talk with the federation if we can like have like a I don't know, even a PayPal or something that people
Yeah.
call support
Well,
us. Yeah.
if not, there are ways that you can support the Cardenas sisters because the Cardenas sisters have their own business going on right now too. What the hell? What is going on with that?
Yes, honey. Do you hear that? And we just like February we like start. We have been working in our brand, and we want like to make like a streetwear brand for. I mean, it's starting in Ultimate Player as well.
But
Then
okay,
in a couple of years,
let's
yeah.
just you come from the streets, like whatever, not the streets, but you grew up in like inner city Medellin, yeah. So this is like legit streetwear. Like this is the most legit streetwear you can get.
Yeah, we
And
want.
so yeah, keep telling me. Tell me more.
No, I mean we're really huge fans like about like big t-shirt, like design t-shirt. Like for example, this is like the River Plate t-shirt, like vintage, and we love like to get it to the games like with that, like just we love to wear clothes that seem like yeah, kind of stylish. I love to watch soccer players arriving to the game, like really styling stuff. So
Their
we
drip. Check
go
out their
like the
drip.
yeah. So go to buycardenas.com, and you can also find us on Instagram by Cardenas or Manuela Cardenas, and we call ship you anywhere you are. Vale is coming to Europe 2 times this summer, and she will
Yes.
bring a lot of new swag, and we have a lot of new models coming. So I am 100% sure you will love it.
Okay,
You
so this is
should
like
get yours.
you got stuff for men, you got stuff for women, you got
Yeah.
a lot are tops and shirts is
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
main
we
stuff.
start.
They look awesome.
Yeah, the first collection was like mostly like for both. Now we are like we also like the basic one, but we are working in some crop tops and some tops also like for women and some and yeah, some other jerseys also like for men. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of different styles that you will love and you shall all get. And
Uh, amazing. Okay, so by Cardenas, BY, and their last name Cardenas. Is it Cardenas or Cardenas?
Cardenas, Manuela Cardenas, with the
Cardenas.
accent in the A. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Just making sure I get my pronunciations correct as always. So we're gonna go soon. I got a few more questions. Here's a preference question, I guess. Give me your top 7 players of all time, not including Manuela and Valeria. Who? Let's stay in the women's division. Give me your dream line. If you're on the sideline and you're like, okay, if I got to take a break, who are the 7 players that I would be okay? I'll let them do the job. Who do you got on this line?
Okay. I'm gonna do like a mix of them and a mix of players that I will love to share field with.
Yeah, it could be
Okay.
old players and current players. It could be all
Yeah.
time. So, okay, go for it.
Okay, I will definitely get Alex and Nider.
Okay.
I know Bali can be included over here, but she will be over there hunting with her. It will be Gina. It will be
Cartagena.
Obi.
Okay.
Yeah. It will be Claire, por supuesto.
Yes.
It will be Lisa.
I
have 5 now, right?
Yeah, you got two remaining.
I will get. Sorry.
It's not
Okay.
easy.
It's not easy. Okay. Because I'm seeing that because I want to play with them too, and there is like some players I will put over there, but I have to play with them. Okay, I will definitely get Claire Trapp.
Okay.
And I have one final.
One left, Manuela.
Georgia. I will love to play with Georgia. Georgia Washer. Remember her?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Finishing off your top 7. We'll see if we can make that dream team happen. That would take a lot of work. Another super team. And that's one of the last things I'm going to talk about. Super team. So you said Vale is coming over twice to Europe. She's coming over for super team. Manuela was invited to be on super team too, of course.
I was going to go.
She got her damn job, which I'm happy that she got her job. But it means I only get one of the Cardenas sisters. I'm very excited that Vale is coming over. Will you be watching the windmill, watching super team? Do you think super team is going to win?
Yeah.
You think a pickup team can beat Team France and Team Australia and Team Germany and all these nations? You think we're good enough?
I think how many days are the tournament?
3 days.
Okay, maybe the first day and a half. It will be like kind of hard. Like setting up the chemistry and setting up which one in which role will work better. But then after you have all of that set up, it will be realistic. I have a question. Is Jimmy Mickle going?
This is a good question. And I'm happy to answer it because this will be out after the announcement. There is going to be an announcement on Friday. And yes, Jimmy Mickle is now on the team.
I'm really excited to watch Vale, Jimmy, and Joe White playing together. Joe White's going, right?
I mean, there's so many others too, but you're right. Those 3 right there, to see them on an O-line.
I'm not gonna miss the opportunity to watch them together. Yeah, definitely.
You have to miss the opportunity to play. I respect it and I understand it, but still, when I see you next time, I'll put you in a headlock. And I think we won't talk about it today, but one of these days, I want to ask you about all your tattoos as well. Because you get a whole bunch of tattoos in there. They look pretty cool. They excite me. But otherwise, I think that's going to do it. You have anything else that's happening that we didn't discuss that you want to mention?
No, I really just 2 invitations. One's go to check out Cardenas.
Yeah,
we're putting a lot of work. And there is another way that we want to hang out, communicate, and spend time with the community. Kind of create also something for them. And we are really open also to listen. Any recommendation, any ads or any product that you would like to see. We're really excited, and that gives us a lot of exciting stuff to build. And the other one is watch a lot of Frisbee. It's I think the huge question is when are we gonna be pro or anything? Or I think the first thing is us not even consuming, but it is really engaging like with the content and the tournaments and the things that we have in the community. I think we are like have changed, but for the past year, we told that the only high level of frisbee has been just the US. But I think like there is like a lot of places that like the ultimate have like have been growing like so fast. And if we all like keep creating like this huge community and relationship, like to watch and move around like the content and all of that, it would be get to more people to play frisbee. And definitely we're gonna have more fun and we're gonna have more support. But I think that's a huge invitation. Keep watching a lot of frisbee and not just the frisbee in your region or your country. Like keep watching the frisbee and moving around.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
Love your invitations. They are willing to listen. They'll make, help them make their brand better for you. And of course, I love you telling people to consume more Ultimate. I think being somebody who works for ULTI.TV, we love broadcasting it. And I think we need more fans of Ultimate. If you're going to sit and watch it, have a friend sit with you, tell them about the game, explain it to them, do all this stuff. Watch Colombian Ultimate, watch Australian Ultimate, watch American Ultimate, of course, but watch it also. Love what you said, and I'm happy to repeat that one. And I've loved having you here for an interview. Great to have a chat with you. You get so much great energy. Love watching you play. Can't wait to see you play in Australia and for the rest of the season in the US and Colombia. So I wish you the best of luck. And thank you very much, Manuela Cardenas, for being with us on Best Perspective. And with Manu out, we got Noah back in, and we are going to get back on to the conversations about what's happening in Ultimate. And right now, I think Windmill is still on everybody's mind. The giant festival-style tournament, elite level from Amsterdam. This year, ULTI.TV was there as usual, but in a different capacity. Ultiworld, the American broadcast team, came in, did a heck of a job. We were really happy to be there. For me, as a member of Ultiworld and ULTI.TV, it was pretty cool collaboration. But mostly this tournament and the Ultimate is what we're here to talk about. Noah, why don't you put us into any direction about Windmill? I'm happy to talk about it all.
Steph, I really just want to hear about how your weekend with the super team went and everything about that. Such an interesting project and the result you wanted, right? A big dub against Italy, got some of Davide's money. So yeah, tell me all about the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have gone more perfect by my estimation. And yes, the victory was great. Beating Davide was great. Winning is always nice. Yes, I put this team together to win. I put this team together to generate some hype, to get a project that has some diversity, to bring together different fan bases and groups. But I never would have imagined, maybe I could have imagined, but like it was just heartwarming to see how much these people loved each other and were like by the end of the weekend, like totally playing for one another, like trying to put our best foot forward. I think above that as well, the product, besides gold medal winning product, the version of Ultimate that they played, I thought was beautiful, and I guess to be expected when you've got players like this. But one, they were very mixed perfectly. Like I of course there are points where there's multiple male to male passes that connect, or female to female. But that's the thing. I thought it was very, very balanced when we did have that. The stop start, the choppiness, the give go, the let them cook mentality, like watching Vale and Joe and Jimmy and Lev. I mean, I can say the names from top to bottom at the end. Yes, those are four of the best, but goodness gracious, it was awesome. I want to analyze the stats eventually because I think that there would be very good distribution. Again, you're going to get a top end. Of course, I know Joe for sure was one of our top stat getters at the end of the weekend, but I don't know where the bottom end would be. I think everyone contributed. The sideline, the in-between games, the party. I heard Charlie on his podcast. I didn't see them at the party, but I imagine they were there. We dominated the party. We were the loosest team there. We had a must meet in the middle of the dance floor at midnight was the team rule. Wearing a Hawaiian shirt, everyone showed up, and then at like 2:30 in the morning, we were still all there in the same spot. We had taken over the dance floor. It was just a big old love fest. Like, being able to chat with Jimmy Mickle on the sideline, going out for an ice cream with Angela Zhu, having little chats with Charlotte Schall and all the it's just it was really, really special for me to be central to that, but for them, they all enjoyed it just as much as me. For a while, I was like, this is something that I'm doing for me and my own ego, and maybe there's some truth to that. But in the end, everyone had bought in completely. There was a lot of conversation about I wasn't sure about this. There was some hesitation. The name surely looked good, but I didn't know about the other players. And we got there. We had our media day. Everybody tried on kits and shoes, and that was special and different as well. So it brought a special and different vibe. And yes, so it was bloody awesome. They partied the best. They played the best. They looked good. Big shout out to Tokai, to VC, and to Greatest Bags. Tokai there putting in a lot of the funding for the operation. VC, those abdominal clad jerseys were amazing. We looked incredible, I thought. Greatest hooking us up with the kit, and ULTI.TV, of course, for hanging with us, putting on a dedicated stream. We get the mic'd up stuff. They helped out in the finals at the end. It was great what ULTI.TV did. Big shout out as well, if she's watching, Emma Whitaker was very, I don't know, monumental in what she did. She managed, she was our social media manager. She did all the videos, all the hype, and she was awesome working from home, making these vids, the highlight day after day highlight videos, finals highlight videos. So that is a quick synopsis. I could go on ad nauseum about every single player, about every single game. I won't do that here. I'm sure there'll be a super team special that comes out. But yeah, big props to Team France. They played us really well twice. I hope that for them, this is a great opportunity to be able to get as strong as possible against some of the very strongest opposition in the world. Italy as well. I just rewatched that semifinal. They played us tight. I mean, we got away with a run of breaks in the middle, but they were very, very good. I think the Italians are the team with the most unidentifiable ceiling. French are they're good. We know how good they can be. They've done it. The Italians, they've played 2 tournaments now in a mixed program that's brand spanking new. They've got probably a more flashy, a better roster player by player on paper than France. Can they establish that chemistry in the next 3 months before Worlds? I don't know, but Italy and France, look out for them. The rest of the world, they'll be coming for USA for sure, trying to have a crack at the big hitters.
Yeah, I think that the World Ultimate Championship mixed division is going to be absolutely electric. Italy look solid, man. I thought that Seba Rossi was making some crazy plays. La Gala, she was fantastic. Scazzieri looking really, really good. Yeah, Italy look good. France, solid as always. I think they're getting better because their individual players are just these young players who are going away and getting better. It's fantastic. I think that they're going to be a massive threat to the US team. And you know what? If you're the US team, I'd be a little bit disappointed that I didn't get those windmill reps against Italy and France and Super Team. They could have been some valuable reps going into WUC. So if you have the opportunity again, get yourself over to windmill, man.
Get to windmill. What were your thoughts on Super Team, by the way? I've talked ad nauseum about them, but you being on production behind cameras for a lot of it, and watching some as well. How did you like what Super Team did?
I thought it was Excellent, man. I thought it was everything I had hoped and wished for and more. Going out and just smacking some of the best teams in the world. Like, the sideline vibes were good. I was on gimbal a bit and running a bit when there was when the super team final was on. The vibe seemed awesome. It was like Joe and Jimmy and Cupcake and all the rest seemed super fun. Like they were having a great time. I wanted to give a bit of a shout out to a couple players, Jakob Tam, who I thought was the player who elevated his status most from this super team weekend. He looked right up there with some of the best players in the world.
He's the real deal. He is the real deal.
He was fantastic. I also want to give a shout out to Christina Slutzer, who had a great weekend, but unfortunately picked up an injury at the end.
Yeah, fingers crossed for her. She's still waiting medical results right now, but yeah, we're hoping for the best. But it is a knee knock, and we'll see what happens with her.
My final shout out to Ina Lancrete, who picks up a lot of the coaching responsibilities when you were busy heckling on the sideline, Steph. And just like I saw at U24s, like the way that she engages players and that people really respect what she has to say, the amount of focus and attention paid to her words were incredible. I think she's just like such a strong coach in the European scene at the moment. So lots of respect to her, and got super team organized, which they needed to beat these Italian and French teams.
I can't say enough how much I appreciate Ina. She was the coach. I was in the end the general manager, and I helped out where I could in the final when I wasn't on. It was her team. This was Ina's team. Big job. There's a lot of egos. There's a lot of, she didn't have too much tactical, strategic responsibility. Her one was rolling the lines, keeping the heads clear, keeping, external away, control the controllables. She was awesome. When she spoke, everybody stopped and listened. She would give other people speaking roles and say, okay, I'm going to go in. I'll start, and she was just so organized. I challenge anyone to go back and watch every super team game and give me any indication how lines were called, because they were very, very clear, but wow, were they complex. And I would bet body parts that there's nobody who's going to come up with, oh, you were doing this and this in that game. There's no way. You watch most players played with everyone short of one player in a few situations, but everybody played with everybody over the course of that tournament. It was very impressive what Ina did.
I've got to go and have a look at that, Steph. I'm really interested to find out. But I think we have to move on to the other divisions in Windmill, because there were 3 excellent divisions. And talking about an excellent division, let's talk about the excellent final in the women's division. We have Rut and we had Jinx getting to the final. They looked like the 2 clear best teams. They met in the Swiss draw with the shortened rounds. Let's talk about that a little bit as well. Like that crazy, shortened, condensed day on Saturday with the 45-minute rounds. But we had
Saturday morning disaster.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. We had Krutz play Jinx in a 45-minute game, 5-4, in a really, really windy game where it just went on serve, where Jinx won the flip, chose offense, but it was just wind the whole way. The downwind team scored 9 times in a row. Krutz win the game 5-4, so they're going in with a lot of confidence. They both come through the quarterfinal rounds, meet in the final. What a final. What a bid from Aurora Lesnick. What a performance from Jinx and from Krutz. Tell me more about the women's division in the final here, Steph.
Stars were shining in that game. I mean, Jinx with the early lead and momentum, it seemed like they were going to run away with it. Like they had just enough of a lead. Their team was that strong. You don't suspect any slip away. I was prepping for my next game. I was doing the open final, so I was watching, but there was a moment in the middle of that game where I maybe had my head down for little bits of points in the middle. And then all of a sudden, Groot starts this run. You mentioned Aurora Leshnik, really led by the stars. Leshnik and Flor Kullarts, particularly, you look at their stat lines, off the charts. Those 2 were going nuts. Aurora Leshnik every new time we watch her, she gives us the greatest highlight we've ever seen, almost. She's that good, and she's doing it every single time. She's on my CFC team now. Noah, you'll be on that one too. And we are, but to see them claw back in it, bring it to Universe, wow, what a game. Big ups to Jinx. They felt the pressure coming. They kept their calm. They scored the final goal. Big games across the board for Jinx as well. They were a little bit more dispersed, but as expected, Anna Gerner, Lev Kavalchak, Nikki Priyan, great to see her playing really well. First tournament back from injury. Malena Mula, I thought had a really good game and weekend. But that was a cracking game. If you have not watched that, go back and watch the women's final from Windmill. Excellent ultimate.
Yeah, go. You have to. It's probably the best women's game we've seen since indoors. I mean, if you're just counting grass, like maybe since the pandemic, like it was fantastic. Had everything you wanted. I thought that Flor Kalatz looks like the best that Flor Kalatz has ever looked in that game. She was unstoppable. Some new talent coming through for Hlut as well. I really struggling to remember her name, but there was I think it was Lois de Crone, maybe, who she scored like 3 or 4, and I was like, I've never seen this player before. She was killing it. I thought the Janne Jansen was looking as good as she had ever looked. Jinx, I thought that Marley, am I getting that surname wrong?
On the back of her shirt, it's Marley, but that's Malena Mula, number 24. Mula.
She was unbelievable. Anna Gerner was unbelievable, like always. And it made for an incredible final. I'll be honest, Steph, I was predicting the same as you. I thought that Jinx would run away with it before the game. In the game when they were 3 up, I was like, I still feel completely confident that Jinx is going to win this game. But yeah, I was thinking maybe Jinx by 5 or 6, and it came down to universe points. I won't tell you what happens after that, but
could it have been different? And maybe I'm ruining your suspense here, but Paula Bass also did not play because this was an EUCS qualifying game. Both Grut and Jinx nominated. Paula Bass on the roster, but plays for Yaka. So if it was an EUCS game, they would be eliminated. And Paula Bass not playing in the final, could that have been a difference? Likely. Paula, obviously, an incredible player. But yeah, another interesting little twist on what woulda, coulda, shoulda been, maybe.
Paula's worth a couple points, so, I think that this is so good for the Hlut women's program.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you were thinking, oh, maybe this team's a semi-final team. And now it's like, oh, maybe this team might win a UCF and become the European Women's Championship. We thought that, yeah. I thought that if they looked like a semis team, if they made semis at UCF, then that would be a successful season for them. And it looks like they're going all the way straight to the top 2 title contention this year. And that is so exciting for the women's division. But let's move on to the open division, Steph.
Hang on. Before we move, we only talked about the finals. I just want a big shout out to 3SB. Okay, they've been gone, basically. The Toshnerova sisters were gone for a couple of years, making babies. They came back. They had a great showing in Vienna. Beat the pants off of East Block in Vienna, their cross-country rivals. Okay, it wasn't a full East Block, wasn't a this, wasn't a that. Now they come to Windmill. No Toshnerovas again. Bronze medal. Beat GB in the 3rd place game. 3SB, another team. Again, if they get those Toshti sisters, they continue to play as strong as they are. The EUCF semifinals picture is looking very crowded. Quarters are going to be awesome, I think, in the women's division by the time we get to UCF. So just wanted to add that in and a shout out to a great performance by 3SB.
And maybe I'm looking way too far into the future, but yeah, a rematch of EUC between that GB women's team and a Czech team. It was, I think, No, I'm getting that wrong. I think it was semi-final where the Czechs played GB at UC.
Yeah, I
And
believe
I'm
so.
thinking if 3SB come good, eSport are coming good. Wow, like that Czech women's team could be a real threat to Germany's kind of like number one dominant role at the top of European Ultimate. So I'm so excited. I think the Czech teams are very good at sort of like merging all of their best team players together to get them a lot of experience together. It seemed to be in the Open division. It's kind of the story of Czech Open teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they could be absolutely kick ass in 3 years' time. Again, I second your big shout out to 3SB.
Okay. Well,
Should we
now
head
we
over
can.
to Open?
Yeah, let's bounce over to the Open division. A exceptional final, exceptional. I like to think that having Super Team was a great addition for Windmill. A lot of faces, a lot of hype. Having USA national men's team, wow, exactly the same. Maybe even bigger. No, not bigger. Maybe even bigger. But the U.S. men's national team, the best team in the world. Every time they play, they win gold medals. This no exception. I think there were a lot of conversation between you and I as well about the selection process. Looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, it looks great. I thought that their D line looks way better than I thought it would be. Way better than it, way better than any European team that we see on a regular basis. It's really hard to play offense against them. I thought that their O line looked okay. They looked as I would expect for a US Open team. They got a little bit cold after the D line broke not GB Clapham, sorry, broke Clapham 6 times in a row. Okay, yeah, maybe your O line is going to feel a little bit cold after that. But yeah, running sort of a 3-line 102D system, each line sort of getting coached by its own coaching. Like the things that I heard said by the US coaches and players as tactical insight are levels above the kind of tactical changes that like Clapham are making. Right, Clapham didn't have a coach there, and he needed some tactical adjustments in that game, and the US could just keep turning the screws and making life really really hard for Clapham. And to be honest, that final was over in 20 minutes, wasn't it, Steph?
Yeah, finished. Lorcan joked about that being Clapham's strategy was to keep the O line on the shelf and go down 6-0 and then come back when
Yeah.
they were rusty. We very much joked about that. But you're right. I mean, I think the O line, as much as they weren't awesome, the D line really got that job done. I love that O line. The more I look at it, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, Jimmy Mickle might have fit in there. Tough to not see him in there. But you got that truck stop core with Box, Solyanik, and McDonald. You got the Pony, Kocher, and Yacht. Then you add in Quinn Finer. It is just ridiculously stacked. Every player can do everything. I mean, I think Yacht is the only player with like a position profile because he's a target as well. But it's not like he's not coming under. It's not like he can't be behind the disc. But geez, they are just versatile and can do anything and can beat any defense, any formation, any style of play. They are, well, obviously, if they're selected to this team, very effing good.
Did you see the Ben Yacht Ollie Gordon contested deep shot? It was just like so inevitable that Yacht was coming down that disc. I was like, oh my god, this is like there's levels to this, isn't there? And
Levels.
maybe an OG 10 years ago, an OG would have something to say about it, or 10 years younger Toby the Crown, I would hope that he would have something to say about it too. But Yacht was looking awesome. Rowan, I thought, had a great game. I will make a little correction that Sol Yannick is a ring player, and I'm a big Sol Yannick
Yes.
fan.
Sorry.
I'm really glad he's got that O-line spot and can show what he's all about. I think he is, been like in a world of hybridy players, like Sol Yannick as this like steady handler is something that every good team needs, and I think that he got some unfair criticism after WUC 2022 because he had a turnover or two, but he just had so much of the load that, that's going to happen. I think he is an excellent player. I think that O-line will come good. The D-line's already good, and I'm a bit worried about this open division. That's what Charlie was saying. Like, if that's the best that GB are going to give, or close enough, if that's the best that Belgium are going to give, or close enough, who else is out here? Canada didn't look too hot.
Didn't show as much. It's Australia and Japan that are the only remaining question marks. And are they serious threat question marks? I mean, they're going to have to take them as much until you don't know. But those are the only two sides that might bring something to the table that could, run with or potentially take a win against the U.S.
If you had to bet on a winner, then you would bet in any WUC division. You would bet US Open right now. They look pretty indestructible.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Mixed is still favorites U.S., but not a lock. Women, we'll get to favorites, but not a lock. Open, lock.
Maybe let's talk a little bit down the Open tournament as well. We had in the semi-finals, we had Mooncatchers and Canada Open. They had two matchups after a draw in Swiss. We had a pretty emphatic win for Moon, going on a little break train and getting 4 or 5 breaks in a row and winning, I believe 5, maybe 6 in the bronze medal game.
Yeah, by 6.
Further down the tournament, Steph, what teams impressed you? What teams would you like to see a little bit more from? I'm not sure how much you got to watch with how much you were doing at Wimbledon.
Yeah, if I wasn't commentating, I was coaching, so I missed a fair bit as well, but I kept up with the news, of course. I always do. Austin Disco Club, I didn't get to see. They went well early, but I think the party might have got the best of them. French Open, I mean, their last game, they only beat Austria 14-13 by 1. That's what I was talking about. The French last year were in the final at Windmill, had a much better showing at EUC than, say, the Austrians. So a little bit of a disappointment. Gen Set, I think I heard a lot about them really on paper. It's like the rest of the Belgians, a lot of Team Belgium members of there, but top of Gentle, top of Jet Set, and they were middle of the pack kind of too. The Moon big win in the semi over Canada. I think they needed that after getting their butts whooped by Clapham in the bronze medal game, after they got their butts whooped by Clapham in that semi 11-4.
That was pretty brutal. It was 5-4 at a point though. Like, it was just slipped away and yeah.
Wow. It got ugly. I was Super Team was in the stands there. I was running back and forth, this field, that field, trying to figure out what was going on with Canada, USA as well. But I remember going back to the stands with Super Team, and Joe was like, "This crap, man, Moon are not showing up," and they were all out of there. And they left the game, but it was that's kind of my take on Open. Groot Open, I thought went well, but I didn't see enough of them. Germany Open seemed to do okay. I don't know what their final result was, but I think 5th. I think they were just. I thought Germany Open, the lid, I saw a tiny little bit of them play, and what I saw seemed pretty good. So that's vague, I know, but that's one more team I would like to know more about. That they're still on the radar as a team that could pull things together here.
It's a shame that they're not going to London Invite as well, because I just want them to really go for it and take a game off of Clapham or Moon or Belgium or GB and make this a 3-horse European race. But yeah, one more team I want to talk about is Spain Open. I think they were just missed out on top 8, actually. They might have just snuck into the bottom, but they are the most exciting team to watch on a sideline or on a stream of any team, man. Not just the style, the passion, the energy, the sort of bids they make, the bids that only players who have played the most of their career on on beach make, because any reasonable person would not sacrifice their body as much as they do. But yeah, like unfortunately they won't be at work. But I just have such an affection for that team. Like you can't help but kind of love them. I mean, they seem like kind of a pain to play because they do foul quite a lot and travel quite a lot. But the passion, the sideline, the passionate coaching that you kind of like Davide-esque sort of like big energy and emotion. I really just am a massive Spain fan. And their big players were all fantastic. And Monterde looked really, really good. And number 81, I can't remember his name as well, who I hadn't.
Troiano?
Nah, Troiano was good. Romano was good as well. I think Romano's number 8 is probably their best player, but there was a number 81 who just popped off as well. But I love Spain Open, and I would like, this is just a little love.
Nice. I didn't get to watch much of them, but I do agree with everything you say about their style and passion, and love watching them. But I did not see one single point of Spain Open this weekend. So
we had them twice. We had them against Austria, and I think Austria had them by a couple points. I think Austria are playing like quite like a traditional style of ultimate, and just like being pretty effective, to be honest, like hitting shots
they are going
that they need to hit.
Austria.
Yeah, I think they'll be decent. I think that their game should translate pretty decent to the wind as well. It's like they could be a decent team, but they're not going to be as good as your Belgians, your GBs, certainly not your Canada or US. Yeah. But let's hope they get a quarterfinal, man. If they get a quarterfinal, that'll be a sweet result for Austria.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's going to be about it for Windmill. I think
that's a pretty good synopsis.
We're going to chat about all of the nationals coming up. We've got Swiss, French, and UK nationals in the Patreon only section. Thanks very much for joining us. For Steph, we'll catch you on the next time for Best Perspective.